Hey everyone, I wanted to redo the intro to this video because I tried something different this week. I left the sound on and I spoke into the camera as I filmed, and that's the first time that I have tried that. The first part of the video though, the sound was not so great because my mic broke, but the second half of the video it does improve because Geoff was able to fix my mic. So I hope you'll bear with us on that. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I'm married to Geoff. We have 8 children and we live on a homestead that we've been building by hand for the past 11 years in northern Alberta. We eat the carnivore diet for health reasons, but also it's a diet that we can produce in our harsh climate. We do not eat the carnivore diet perfectly, and in fact in this video we are just sharing a Swiss meringue buttercream icing recipe. We're making some cupcakes to celebrate the youngest member of the family, Melissa June. She was born on the homestead. Actually, Geoff and I delivered her ourselves. That was not the plan, but that's how that worked out, and it was really fun. So we're just celebrating the youngest member of the family. We're sharing how we do simple homestead birthdays. I'm also sharing a little bit about what the gardens and the greenhouse look like for us here in June. And basically we just wanted to invite you guys onto the homestead for this video, and we really hope that you guys enjoy it. Take in some vinegar, and you can just do apple cider vinegar or regular vinegar. And she's wiped out our bowl, and then she's wiped this off, because when it comes to whipping up egg whites, you want to have you don't want to have any residual fat. So you could also do this with lemon juice, something that will strip the oils, clean them really well. And she's starting by separating our eggs, and our chickens are producing a lot of eggs for us this time of year. So we have these beautiful homestead eggs. Look at that color of that egg yolk. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. So she's gonna separate, how many are you separating for this recipe?
5.
All right, so she's gonna separate 5. Okay, so while she's separating those egg yolks, I'm gonna show you guys my beautiful flowers, because we live in northern Alberta, and every year I just long for flowers all winter. We have a very long winter, and so the gardens are still not fully coming up, but I've got some roses in the greenhouse. This is my second year trying to grow dahlias, so I'm really excited, and I'm going to show you guys my dahlias and my roses. We're going to show you the greenhouse because we want to decorate the cupcakes with some flower petals. So we'll also take you guys out there so you can see the greenhouse. And by the way, I don't know if I mentioned that this does have sugar in it. So anyway, we do a carnivore meringue, but this is not a carnivore cake. However, we have done a carnivore cake, and I will leave a link to that video at the end of this video. So if you're a strict carnivore, we have a carnivore cake idea for you. It's not our recipe. And if you're not strict carnivore, well, this Swiss meringue buttercream is so delicious, and it goes on in any kind of cake. It's so good. I hope you guys can hear me okay. We've got our egg whites, and we're gonna mix our sugar in first. So
A cup and a half.
a cup and a half. So we're gonna pour that into our egg whites. I'm just getting my flowers in there. And now we're going to create a double boiler because we want to cook the egg whites. And this isn't just going to cook the egg whites, it's also going to help dissolve that sugar. And when we do cook with sugar, or when we do baked goods as a treat, I always buy the organic cane sugar at Costco. So it's a little thicker, and it needs a little bit more help to dissolve. So that's another reason why this recipe does such a great job, because we're not just adding the sugar to raw egg whites. We're actually heating the entire thing and then dissolving the sugar. So that's just a little, I don't know, tip, or just sharing what we do basically. We just have this medium-sized pot here, and then she's gonna put our egg whites with the sugar on it, and she's gonna whisk it all really well. Okay, so she's going to stir these. You don't have to stir it constantly. So she is just taking a spatula as we're heating it, cleaning down the sides. We've done this recipe with just the sugar and the egg whites. Cook it, whip it up, which is the next stage.
Vanilla.
Added vanilla, and then we've stopped there. And we haven't even added the butter like we're going to share. And it's like marshmallow fluff. It's so delicious. You could just eat it by the spoonful. It's probably, no, it's definitely not good for you, all that sugar, but it's really good. All we've done so far is just test it to make sure that it's nice and smooth and that all that sugar is dissolving. Okay, so our egg whites are now at 160. So we're gonna turn our heat off. In this part, be really careful because we're gonna take the top bowl off and all that steam is gonna come up. So what we do to protect our hands from all that steam. So I'll let Sophie do it. Here, Sophie. Because yeah, that's gonna all steam up there.
The baby cup, Mama.
You want a baby cup? There, good job. Okay, so that's a lot of background noise. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this. I guess I'll find out when I edit. But I wanted to show you guys something really cool that we do this time of year, and that is to harvest Ivan chai. I'll just show this right here. So in my last video, I had mentioned that I didn't know about tea on the carnivore diet, and I think that there are some people that really have to stay strict carnivore and they can't do herbal teas. But this is an herbal tea that I really love doing every year. It's called Ivan chai, and it's fireweed. So we harvest the fireweed and then we wash it and then we roll it like this. My hands are clean. Okay, so it's like that. And then I just put it in a bowl like this and cover it with a plate because you don't want it to be airtight. I'm allowing it to ferment, but it's done fermenting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it into my dehydrator while Sophie has the icing over there whipping up the egg whites. And this Ivan chai is something that I want to do a video on of just the Ivan chai to show you guys how we harvest it and clean it and then ferment it and make a cup of tea with it, and then in that video will share all the benefits of it and why it's so good. But it's just a really lovely herbal tea that I like to harvest and have on hand in the winter here. All right, I'm gonna put it in the dehydrator. Okay, again, sorry about the sound. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Next time I'll use my mic. I'll get that fixed. All I do, this has been fermenting for 2 or 3 days. I'm gonna spread it out on the sheet. Okay, so that's one sheet. And I already have some finished from our last batch. I'll show you that in just a minute here. Okay, I'll bring you guys back around to the table here. Okay, so this is the dried Ivan chai, and that's what that looks like. And I'm just gonna put it into a jar. My camera's not level. Sorry about that. Try to level that there. I'll try to get Sophie in the back too. She's making that icing.
Okay.
Last of it, I'm gonna go put that in my dehydrator. It's just the most convenient spot in a pretty small space with a lot of us. But anyway, that is not really the star of the show for this video. Mostly this video is just sharing this birthday cake, but I just wanted to show you guys that, and I'll show a more in-depth video sharing harvesting and washing and processing and fermenting Ivan chai. If you like herbal tea, whether you're carnivore or not carnivore, or a little bit carnivore, mostly animal based, you know, something like that. Get a lid on it, put it up on my shelf. At this point, it's all nice and fluffy, and you could just eat it like that. You want to show them something? Yeah. And you could just eat it like that, and it would be really delicious. And we've made that, and we've used it on cakes before. Okay. But we're gonna go a step further, and we're gonna add butter to it. But it has to come to room temperature. So she's gonna whip it some more. Okay, and so she's gonna put the paddle attachment on before we add the butter. And then just add it really slowly. And this is the tricky part, because this is where the butter is going to liquefy the whole thing, and it's gonna seem like it's not going to set up, but you have to add all the butter. So that's our next step. A little bit liquidy, right? Actually here, I will try to bring the camera closer to show. Okay, so, but we still have butter to add. So we're going to finish adding all of that butter. And we don't want to forget our vanilla too, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna show you guys what our supper is tonight, and it's really easy. We're just gonna eat a lot of these. I have more in the oven with some cheese. So even though we're making this delicious frosting, we're still staying carnivore today, but we're all looking forward to cupcakes on Saturday. So that's our carnivore, yep, for Millie's birthday. So that's our carnivore supper tonight. While Sophie continues to make the cake over here, or not the cake, sorry, the icing. And so far, it's starting to come together really well, even though she added the butter to the egg whites. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So now she's gonna add a little bit of vanilla. Oh my goodness, that looks so delicious. I cannot wait to put that on some cupcakes. Okay, I'll just show you guys the update on this icing over here. We normally have a few things going on at once in this house. Yeah, that looks so pretty. Okay, so, oh, I don't think you need to mix it anymore. I think that looks great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put that in the refrigerator tonight because it tastes better the longer it sets up. And then tomorrow we're gonna make the cupcakes and we'll ice them on Saturday because we're gonna celebrate her birthday on Saturday. And then for the rest of tonight, we're gonna have our carnivore meal. We just have some chicken thighs, so I'll show you guys that quickly. I still have to add some cheese to it, but I'll show you what I have so far. So here are chicken thighs. And I know if you don't eat carnivore, I know this looks really weird. Before we did carnivore, this is my oldest son. He's 14. He's taller than me. I'm gonna add some cheese to this as well. I'm gonna add some cheese to all of them. But before we did carnivore, it probably only would have been like 2 chicken thighs, maybe 1 for the younger kids, but definitely 2 for the older kids. And then there would have been a slice of sourdough bread or some buttered chicken, and then of course vegetables or a salad depending on what was in season. So that is what that would have looked like, but being on carnivore, it's just a big plate tonight of chicken thighs. And like I said, I'm gonna add some Costco squeaker cheeses to these. So I'm just gonna add some of these to the meal, and then that's our carnivore meal.
Will be restricted to local traffic only. Traffic can decrease Interstate 101 to the west and 667 to the east. Get today's news in your email inbox. Subscribe to the daily news on ReachAM.ca.
Molly smile. Over here. Whoa, it's for 10-year-olds too. Okay, here's what it looks like if you're inside of it.
Yeah. hold on to it.
Yeah, probably about like that.
Baby, can you open up the other thing?
How many
I
days
did
ago
those
was
flowers.
it that you
Yeah, get all the flowers. I need to eat them. Are we just cleaning it up?
I'm gonna put it right here.
Yes, okay. Get flowers. We're gonna try not to make a mess.
For instance, prefers it in the round, cut, and fried.
What?
Ground beef.
Definitely.
Look at those. Those look great. There you go. I wanted to show you guys what the greenhouse looks like in early June. Well, yeah, sort of early June, mid-June. And I also wanted to come out and get some flowers for Millie's cupcakes. Sophie finished the cupcakes yesterday, and then we decided that instead of using sprinkles, we wanted to come out and get some flowers. So I have some dahlias, but I'm also gonna pick a bouquet. So I got these dahlias. I've always had a hard time growing dahlias, but ever since we got the greenhouse this year, I had a bunch of tubers that were in all of these beds here, and I thought that I overwatered and killed them. And then over the winter, that was when Geoff got the heating system to work. And I thought that the temperature dropped and that all the tubers died. So when I was cleaning all the beds out in early spring to get everything planted, I had these little shoots. They were just really tiny, and I started to realize that it was the dahlia tubers that survived, and I was really happy about that. So I've got these over here, this really beautiful light pink blush purple color, and then this dark purple color. So I'm going to pick some of those as a bouquet. I've got some watermelon over here. I've never been able to actually grow watermelon, so we'll see how that goes. And then I have another dahlia in the back there, and some right here. We have a nectarine tree and the nasturtium growing in the back, some more watermelon. Sophie's getting some rose petals for the cupcakes and some marigolds, and then we're gonna also go outside and get some flowers outside. So I did just want to say thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you so much for watching our videos. I know it's about our story. We're sharing our story, homesteading, and growing food, hunting food, our carnivore journey, eating a carnivore diet, homeschooling, raising a large family, whatever it is that you're here for. And I wanted to tell you guys, I really appreciate you guys joining us, and I hope that our content doesn't just serve to share our story, but also serves to encourage you and inspire you, and maybe answer some of your own life questions if you're looking at homesteading or having a lot of kids or eating carnivore or any of the content that we share. So I really hope that you guys are blessed. I hope that you guys enjoy it, and I love all of your comments. I read all of them, and I do my best to respond to all of the comments, and it means so much to me that you guys would take the time to do that. Okay, well, we're gonna get some flowers to take inside as a bouquet, and we're gonna get some flowers to put on Millie's cupcakes, and I'll take you guys to the outside garden as well. And I forgot, I wanted to show you guys our strawberries. They're starting to turn red. I'm filling these, I filled these beds with strawberries. Actually, I started these over the winter, and I'm trying to get as many strawberries as I can growing in here before we hit cold weather. I don't know if I can get them to keep growing throughout the winter, but I filled this bed, and then I'm gonna go and fill that bed and that bed. Right now I've got, okay, sorry, my camera died. I just was sharing that I'm gonna put more strawberries in this bed, and I'm gonna put more in that bed. I have flowers over here right now, and I'm trying to establish more strawberries over there. So that's the greenhouse so far in June 20, I don't know what today's date is, June 20th, I think. And now we're gonna go outside. There's Millie's birthday present that the boys built yesterday, and we're gonna go outside and get some more flowers. I wanted to start over here because I have this pink yarrow that I wanted to pick. I want to put that in the bouquet. I've also got some snapdragons, more yarrow, and some asters. Oh, here's some more snapdragons over here too. So I'm gonna go get this yarrow. Okay, I've got more yarrow over here that I want to add to this bouquet. Got some white yarrow here that I want to add to it. And Sophie, I'll let Sophie film for just a minute here, and I'll get this. So this is my method. I go out and I clip my flowers, and then I take the stuff off and I tuck it in to on top of the beds, and that's what I've been doing for a few years now, just like a chop and drop method. I've also been instead of pulling weeds, Sophie, if you show this weed right here, I have other clippers, and some days I'll just come out and I just do this, and over time it's really cool. I'm getting less weeds and just a lovely layer of mulch built up. Just something I've been doing instead of trying to weed perfectly. And also, as a mom of 8 kids, I'm totally okay with not having a perfectly weed-free garden. That's not important to me, and I think it still looks good. And here's the garden so far. Mostly flowers this year because we are eating the carnivore diet. So this year I'm really not stressing about trying to grow vegetables the way that I used to. I used to stress out about it so much because it was a dream of mine to produce all of our own food and learn how to can and put away enough food that we could just draw from that throughout the winter. And that's just never been our reality. Even we've spent about 7 years building up these garden beds. So this was all of this was treed, and we cut all the trees down and took all the stumps out, and then Geoff, we borrowed our friend's skid steer, and we had a bunch of slash piles. See, there's a slash pile right there, and we took all those slash piles and we rented a wood chipper. So we had this like huge pile of wood chips out here, and we cleared this area, spread all the wood chips out, and had soil from other parts of our property. That's this stuff right here, the soil from building our house, and we just brought that soil over and we layered the soil on with manure from our cow, because we did have a cow and we had some goats. I tried that did not work out. Hoping to try a cow again, but we'll get there. And over here I do have strawberries right here. And when we've been going out to get firewood, I've been collecting all of this really beautiful moss and tree rot, and I bring it back, and then I put down the wood chips from all of the firewood that we collect, and that it builds up in the wood shop this year. So that is what I am doing for like a wood mulch type of thing. Hi, buddy. Oh, I wanted to show this. Am I gonna wrap Millie's present?
Yeah.
I don't know how we'll do it. Okay, Millie and I took a nap, so I missed the girls icing the cakes, but I wanted to show you guys the flowers that Sophie and I went outside. The bouquet that we brought in there. And then here are the cupcakes with all of those beautiful flowers that we went out to pick. They did such a good job. They made little mice. Those are so cute.
Sorry, 1 second.
We kind of have
This is a luxury baby.
No. Sorry.
We'll pick
I
a
can
little.
put it in my mouth.
The ones that are just vanilla icing, they're all for me. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Almost. No jinx. Chico.
Aw, Lucy. Okay. Millie. Now, let's not have happen what happened with Gavin, where he touched it. No burnt fingers. Yeah, see, watch her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Blow it out.
Yay! Yeah, yeah.
That one's got the yard already.
I can eat
Just
this
pick
whole
those
thing, but
flowers
not
off.
this.
Here, redneck napkin.
Is it raining? What then? Daddy, guess what? There's like 1,000 over here. Mother. That'd be really bad if you stepped in it when you were there.
And I even pressed it.
You think he'd get it?
Look at that fly. He doesn't even care.
Besides one of these. Mom,
She's checking you guys out. I don't know, guys, you took all these pictures. Or Garrett took all these pictures.
Okay, let me see that.
Where are the guesses?
I don't know what he did.
7 pounds 13.
Okay, sure.
Okay, let's see. Any other guess?
Let's see.
8.
8? I was okay.
Yep.
It's a 8. 8. Just an 8. Perfect. I like that number. You're perfect.
Baby 8?
Baby 8 weighs 8 pounds. Yep.
Baby 8 weighs 8 pounds. Yeah. You're perfect.
Still waiting
Pull
for
it.
my ghost bird. Oh, he loves measuring.
Measuring tape. He loves tools. Yeah.
Oh, goodness, you sweet thing.
Every kid loves that.